improved apartment. Pretty cool. Outside courtyard. All right, I don't know who wrote that. That's quite interesting, but this is the courtyard. Ignore all that written there. That's pretty funny, actually. What you cooking there, buddy?
Pasta.
Yeah? Why are you cooking that? Hungry? Is that all you're gonna make?
Making some fajitas later. Probably about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Macros, you know.
Do you like cryptocurrency?
I love crypto. I've owned a lot of Litecoin before. I've owned some EOS. I owned some XRP.
What's your favorite one? Litecoin, XRP, or Bitcoin? These is a really difficult question to answer. You're gonna either piss off or make a lot of friends right now, so choose wisely.
Dogecoin.
Okay, there you go. The meme of the chat. What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to BTC. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you want to see more content like this. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Actually, before we begin that, hopefully you guys like the odd intro that I had. I was not expecting to see that written across the courtyard of my apartment. But otherwise, hopefully you guys also enjoyed meeting my roommate Hunter, or my suite mate. I do have an apartment that I live in with three other people, and one of them is Hunter. That is his name. He's a pretty cool kid. But otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So we have a few things to look at, and I apologize if this video is coming out slightly late. I do have a lot of business calls and meetings that I've been making in regards to the channel. It is growing fairly well. We are on our way to, I believe, 10,000 subscribers fairly soon. Giveaway will be either Litecoin or a Ledger Nano S, so you guys choose. Let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, we're now going to move on to the exchange. There's a couple things I do want to look at. We have not only an increasingly growing coin market cap, ever so slightly. We are up, but we are growing right now. We also have a very interesting article that I want to discuss. It's about a Chinese billionaire giving his prediction on cryptocurrency. Now, we do know that a lot of cryptocurrency is mined and traded within the Asian exchanges, so it may be something to pay attention to and listen to. So let's just jump into that right now, and then we'll go on with the technical analysis afterwards. So we're looking at these top 10 cryptos. We do have a market cap currently of 136 bill, 24-hour volume of 15.3, and then a Bitcoin dominance of 53.8%. Let me just move that mic. Okay. So there's a few things I want to note. With this Bitcoin dominance, we see around 53.8%. That's an increasingly growing market cap, or an increasingly growing Bitcoin dominance in the market. So we're definitely higher than we were yesterday. Yesterday, I believe we were around 53%, 52.8%. We have a 24-hour volume, which is actually quite low at 15 billion. That's 15 billion. That's quite low. Only down by 5 or 4 billion compared to yesterday. And we then see a market cap of 136, which is also fairly low too. So we are seeing a gain compared to yesterday, but we're really not seeing any volume at all coming into the market right now. Good thing to note though is out of the top 10 cryptos, almost all of them are up. You know, Bitcoin SV was the one that was up yesterday when all the other ones were doing fairly poor. So to see that reversal is not something that is unexpected. We see Bitcoin at 5.48%, up at $4,200. So we're still back above that $4,000 mark. That is definitely a good sign. That's actually quite interesting. I want to refresh this really quick because Bitcoin on my other chart is trading at 41.47. Okay, so yeah, $4,200 is Bitcoin right now. We could see XRP is 37 cents, up at 2.8%. We see Litecoin at $34, up 7.4%, which seems to be the top gainer out of the top 10 cryptos. So that is definitely something we're going to have to pay attention to and look at, because that is definitely good news for a lot of people that are holding on to Litecoin. Now, before I jump into the technical analysis, I do have an article posted by dailyhodl.com, and I do think it's a very nice article. It's referring, like I said, to this Chinese billionaire who predicts a Bitcoin surge in not only Bitcoin but Ripple, XRP, plus Ripple and XRP. So I don't know why they're separating those two, but Tron, Stellar, EOS, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So we definitely do want to talk about this. It's definitely an interesting article. It says, from an influential trader's take on Bitcoin to the popularity contest between Ethereum and Tron, here's a look at some of the stories breaking in the world of crypto. So Chinese crypto billionaire Zhao says he expects Bitcoin to reach $50,000 in 3 years. That's literally, it's 2019. Let's just say now that's 2022. That's not that far away. As reported by 8BTC, the prominent Chinese OTC Bitcoin trader took on social media platform Weibo, which I've heard about, or Weibo, to analyze where Bitcoin may be headed. In the bull market, I don't persuade people to buy Bitcoin. Duh. That's FOMO buying. We all know that. Because it seems easy to make money, but in fact it is not. Now I start to talk to people into buying Bitcoin. Those who make truckloads of money do not have a very short-term speculative-driven investment mindset. Perhaps Bitcoin price will continue to drop even lower, and it may fall up to 50%. But it is still worth steadily acquiring coins every time it hits a new low. You possibly see a yield of 100 to 200% of your investment in 3 years. That is absolutely insane. You know, that is absolutely crazy talk, but it is possible. We've seen it. Otherwise, Ripple and XRP, a new episode of The Ripple Drop is out. So I do know I have a bunch of fans on this channel that love XRP, so I am going to talk about this too. So it says, in the latest edition, Ripple looks at its development initiative, XPring, and talks about XRP liquidity. So I would play this thing, but I'm most definitely going to get demonetized from this and get a copyright strike. So I'm not going to show you guys it. That is unfortunate. But let's see where the Litecoin was. I think that was it. So it then says, Litecoin Zilliqa, Binance has rewarded 5 more blockchain projects with its gold label. The label is designed to highlight crypto platforms that keep their communities informed and updated with the latest developments. So I guess we now see Litecoin as one of the top gold performance traded cryptos on Binance. That is obviously really good news that it's added to that. I know a lot of people should be semi-excited to see that Binance, which is a huge exchange. It's also an exchange to get cryptocurrency on, you know, ones that aren't really traded on Coinbase. So I do want to show you guys just fairly quickly. I know a lot of people were asking me what Coinbase Pro is. Obviously, for beginner people that are on the channel, Coinbase itself is definitely where I would start recommending people to buy. It is the most people-friendly and simplified version of buying crypto. But if you ever wanted to get a little more advanced and you wanted to, you know, dive a little bit deeper, Coinbase Pro looks like this. So yes, I am signed in here. This is my account. There's nothing in it, so don't even try anything. There's nothing in it. I don't use it anymore. But you guys can see this is what it looks like. This is what Coinbase Pro looks like. You can see these are where all the market books are. These are all the order books. These are all the current live transactions that are happening right now. You can see we have 84 tokens trying to be sold of Litecoin, 84 trying to be sold at $33.79. And we see there are 68 tokens trying to be bought at $33.78. So that's kind of where you're seeing. We now have the price charts right here. These are where the candles are. This is basically where the market is. You can see there are 4,152 Litecoins trying to be sold at $33. And then you can see that there are 4,870 trying to be bought at $34. So you can see the difference. It's a pretty cool chart. It is definitely very, very confusing to those who are new to it, but it is pretty cool. Check it out if you want to. Try to get involved in it if you want to. I like using this exchange to make money, but it's definitely totally up to you guys. Otherwise, let's move on to the technical analysis. So as you guys can see, currently we have we're looking at Litecoin on its daily, and you can see that the relative strength indicator is fairly low. You can see it's trading at around, it was 17 on the relative strength index at its peak in terms of how low it went, but you can see we're now coming back out of being oversold, which I've told you guys countless times before. This was our support. We drew that bottom at 29. We said it was extremely oversold. We needed to move back up. We knew we were going to move back up. You can see we're currently at $33.79 in terms of price. We're seeing a lot more price action happening. It does look like it is trying to move a little bit higher up. Yes, there is some resistance at $41, so we could bounce and retest the $40 to $41 level. That is a stretch though. But as you guys note, we are still trading on the upside of the downtrend. So that's really important and almost quite scary to some because of the fact that we're trading above this downtrend. You can see what happened last time we traded above it. And that's pretty much what I wanted to get at you guys with today. Not to scare you guys, not to, spread fear or FUD. But last time Litecoin, distanced itself from the downtrend, you can see it hit 57 and then it retraced and fell quite hard all the way down to its support again. That's similarly what it's doing right now. You can see that we are slowly distancing ourselves from the downtrend. You can see where we previously were. We were oversold. We went up and then we were too high and we retraced all the way back down. So you can see we were oversold. We're tracing back up. And if history repeats itself, and I know it's very hard to call that within crypto, but if it does repeat itself, you do have to be aware that we could see another dip back down and we could fall lower. It is unlikely, but it is still possible, and I do want to stress that we could see a smaller dip. Now, for those of you who want to look at that, if we do manage to go to a $16, $15 Litecoin, look at that as a positive. That's another call order to be buying a small percentage of your portfolio in at, because like we saw from Zhao Dong or Xing Dong, whatever, what is this name? I don't want to insult anyone. I think it's Zhao Dong. Zhao Dong said he sees crypto at like $50,000 in 3 years. If you guys can't wait 3 years for a long-term investment like this, then get out of the game, guys, because in 3 years, if we're buying as low as $28 and crypto is going to be $50,000, and we're going to see Litecoin obviously move with that, and we can see Litecoin at $2,000, 10 times of what, Bitcoin is, or $5,000 a coin. That's a lot of money that you guys are going to invest in. You guys got to really realize that we're looking at these things at such an in-depth level. We're looking at each candle at one day. In 3 years from now, that's over 1,000 days away. We're really looking in depth on this, so you can't be nervous when you see a small, decline like that really doesn't play out. It's a small bump in a huge, war. It's a huge road. A small bump is not going to really move your prices or hurt you guys. But otherwise, moving on from that, we see Bitcoin right now on its weekly, and I do like to use this graph right now, and I think I'm going to continue to use the Bitcoin's weekly graph for right now. I do want to pull up really quick. It's Hello MMA. You can see what's happening right now, almost called for. I kind of was anticipating this. You guys see a massive descending triangle formed. Massive descending triangle formed. We broke bearish from that. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. We've been tracking this, descending triangle for quite some time, and I've been adjusting my lines for a very long time to find where this descending triangle is. It was a lot harder to find it due to the fact that it is a weekly chart, and that is huge. It is a huge chart. It is really hard to find the point where we would pull down from. But we did find it, and the reason being is we started to see lower volume, sideways trading. You can see where we had these massive swings. We saw massive swings, and now it's starting to, slow down. The bounce that we saw, that massive bounce, is now becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it's just rolling. And when it rolls, that's when one of two things can happen. We break bullish or we break bearish. You can see this broke bearish. We didn't have enough good news to help move the price. Obviously, a market that does go to $20,000 and then back down to $3,000 is manipulation, but we could still semi-track this with TA, and I know some people swear to it. But we did pull down. We went to 38, and you can see we bounced off of our oversold line for our relative strength index, which was called for. You can see we're pulling back up. That is what's happening, pulling back up. And we could move, pretty well. I do think it is a very good buying opportunity for Bitcoin in the long term. For me, this is good potential for a prominent, move. You could make a decent amount. If you bought a coin back at $3,500 and we retrace back to $5,900, $6,000, which will happen. I can almost guarantee that it will happen. you can make a pretty penny off of that. You almost double your profit. We are extremely oversold, or we were headed to extremely oversold territory. I'd be very shocked to see Bitcoin fall into extremely oversold, you know, down here, you know, where the RSI is below 30. But we're bouncing off of that fairly nice. And if the charts hold true, you know, haven't been below our high-low MMA on our weekly for months, if not years. So the fact that we did just break through it, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happened. We went whoop and went right back up and got right back and got stuck in the channel again. But that channel's, you know, in between $6,000 and $7,000, so that's almost double your profit. So definitely look at that. Obviously not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my personal opinion on it, so do with that as you will. Obviously take it with a grain of salt, do your own research, but that's it. Obviously, Ethereum, we've tracked that. I'll be pretty short and sweet with this. I know the episode's getting a little long. We could see that we bottomed out at $104. That is the support. We're going to trade out sideways, guys. The chart's beautiful. You can see what's going to happen. We're trading out. Consolidation is what Ethereum needs. I'd be shocked if we pulled up. We could pull up to 150, but we're going to see some resistance as we fall down. But sideways trading is what's looking ahead for Ethereum for about 2 to 3 weeks. So be prepared to wait, guys, for XRP, and then we'll discuss whether or not a bull or bear break is what's going to happen. Same thing with XRP, but XRP looks a lot nicer. XRP is forming some sort of ascending triangle. You can see beautifully what I'm referring to. You can see we're bouncing off this. We had 1, almost 2, 3, 2 to 3, and then 4. So 3 to 4 touches to signify that we are seeing a beautiful ascending triangle, beautiful support line above our high-low MMA, and we are going to see some huge resistance at that line of support there, or sorry, that line of resistance. Let me pull that RSI up. So we're going to see some resistance here. We're going to trade out, though. This is the daily, so it's going to be till maybe mid-December before we see some sort of move. It's going to be a very beautiful break to the upside, or it's going to be a very negative break to the downside. But we will judge that when the time gets a little closer. I'm not going to call something 3 weeks in advance. But otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. Let me know what you think about today's episode. Leave a giant thumbs up. Let's grow this channel to over 10K. I want to get there by the end of the year. I know that's big talk, but I think we can do this. Share this channel on a Facebook. Share it to all your friends, family. Like I said, get 1 or 2 people to subscribe and we'll be over 10K. And that means one of you guys is going to win a Ledger Nano or some free cryptocurrency. And who doesn't like that? But otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.